All right, folks, so you were supposed to have finished with all of the research organizer components and gotten those done. So hopefully you should be good there. And now you have all of your content in each box that pertains to the written responses that you need to do today. So if we scroll down here, the written responses you're going to work on are 2C and 2D. So here's 2C, explain at least one beneficial and one harmful effect of the computing innovation. So similar to what we've done before. Make sure you're kind of looking at this. It says that a harmful effect should be an unintended consequence of the innovation being used in the way it was intended. So focus on how the innovation, even when used correctly, will negatively impact some group of people, either culturally or economically. And make sure you give sources to that. Data security and privacy, remember, are not harmful effects. Those are going to be separate. And here's some sort of sentence starters for you, the unintended consequences of pros and cons, downsides, so on and so forth. It needs to be about 250 words, and the recommendation being 2 small paragraphs, one for the beneficial effect and one for the harmful effect. Make sure you're saying why it's beneficial or harmful, and then who is being benefited or harmed. And make sure you're citing your sources. You've got to use those in-text citations like we've done before. Okay, and then 2D is looking at the data innovation, how it uses the data as input, output, or transforms. And one concern in terms of storage. So, is it just collecting so much information that it's going to take a massive amount of cloud storage in order to hold it? Is there a privacy concern in terms of collecting too much information on people? A security concern in terms of accessibility. So again, they give you some advice here. Don't just say what data is collected or how it's collected, but describe how it uses the data and what it does with the data. Okay. So how it works, the science behind it. Now, you don't need to know the exact process in terms of how it's taken in and transformed or outputted, but you can just say the data is collected and then this is what the user sees as output, or it's transformed in some way to give feedback. So something along those lines. It says make your description of the data as specific and digital as possible. Explain the file types if possible. Describe how it transforms. So again, you're being super specific. And then give a security, privacy, or storage concern. Okay, so all of that should be included in your, where is it here? Your research organizer. Oh, it's on the same page, yes. And then you have a template here, Explore PT template. And so you can just open this. And again, we're looking at responses 2C and 2D. So if we just wait a minute here, so you can scroll down and just type in your response here, enable editing. And then as you type, this box will grow larger. So I made it so that it was a table so that it could just be fillable. All right, so go ahead and use the template to complete your responses. And then as you're working, or maybe even before you work, you could look at over here. There are some sample responses from students, and you'll see, so this is 2C, and at the beginning here, it are students who scored well. So this is a person who wrote one paragraph on a beneficial effect, one paragraph on a harmful effect, and then it states for the grading how rows 3, 4, and 5 stack up. I should probably then direct you to the rubric, which is in the content library. So if we go to the content library, the scoring guidelines. So here's the different rows. So response 2C and 2D are many rows of the grading here. It's a lot of the grade. So you can see it's row 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of 8. So definitely a lot of bang for your buck with just these 2 written responses. And the way it works is that you have to meet the criteria. So the scoring criteria, kind of how they decide whether or not you get the point or not, and any sort of notes. And you can only score a 1 or a 0. So there's no sort of halfway done. It's either you did it or you didn't. So when you go back and look at some of these samples, so if I look here at this sample, so this is talking about how did it score in row 3, how did it score in row 4, how did it score in row 5. And so these first few examples are good because they're ones that earn full credit. I think what can be more interesting sometimes is the ones that receive little credit. This received no credit because they really just talked about features instead of results. And this last one is interesting because it's actually written really well, but it doesn't address any of the prompts. So it's more important that you just write clearly and address the prompts than to do anything outstanding in terms of your construction and writing here. So if we go to the timeline, what you need to be doing today is going through the responses 2C and 2D, mark the checklist on the survival guide, evaluate your responses using the rubric, and kind of look at row 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and do you think you would earn a 0 or a 1? And so that's your goal for the end of today.